So first I will show you how to prepare this instant rava uttapam or uttappa, and then I will show you how I prepare this very delicious yet very simple red chutney to go along with it. So now the ingredients are, I've taken 3/4 of a cup of very fine rava or semolina, 1 cup of dahi. This is 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, and some water as required. Now first I'm going to put the rava into a bowl, add the salt and the baking soda, and I'm going to mix all of this well together. Then I'm going to add the dahi and mix it again, and then I'm going to add little water at a time, so I get a typical uttappa or dosa, a little thicker batter, not a very thick batter like an idli batter, but something which I can spread. And I'm going to let this sit for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Now our batter is ready. I have 1 small onion which I've chopped fine, 1 light green chili, some coriander, and I've taken some rasam powder with a little bit of salt. Now I've heated up my flat dosa tawa. I'm just going to put a ladle full of the batter, put a little bit of oil at the side, sprinkle a little bit of the rasam with salt mixture, the onions, the chili, the coriander, and I'm just going to let it cook. Now when the edges of the uttappa start to brown, just loosen up the uttappa and press it down, and then just flip it over. Put a little bit of ghee this time and let it cook for about half a minute or so. This gets ready really quickly. And then just loosen up the edges and let it fry for a little while. So each uttappa should take you about a minute or so to prepare. And that's it, friends. Then of course clean your tawa when you're putting the next one. Give it a little bit of a wipe with a nice clean cloth, and then again put a ladle full of that, spread it out like this. When it starts to bubble like this, then just put a little bit of oil, again the rasam and salt mixture. Now if you don't have rasam powder, you can also go with a little bit of sambar powder or mulga pudi or any regular chutney that you powder that you have at home. Press it down a bit. Then you will see that the edges start to golden, to turn brown, golden brown in color. That's when you just loosen it up lightly. Now ensure that your tawa is really hot. That really helps in the uttappa getting cooked fast. And then once you flip it on, just drizzle a little bit of ghee on the top. And in this way, you can prepare your uttappa. Now with the quantity that I used, I got about 5 uttappas. So if you want more, then you can just double the quantity. So these are really delicious, very crispy, and they have a very nice flavor of their own. And now let's see how to prepare this lovely red chutney. This is super delicious and it goes so well with these uttappas or even with idlis, dosas. It's a real nice accompaniment and it's pretty simple. Now here I've taken half of a medium onion and just chopped it off roughly. Here I have about 4 small cloves of garlic, 2 dried red chilies, just 1 large tomato, and half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now I also have soaked about half a tablespoon of tamarind or chinsa in about half a cup of water. Now once my pan is hot, I've added about 1 tablespoon of oil, and I'm just going to add my garlic, my chilies, the onions, the cumin seeds, and I'm going to fry this till the onions are nice and translucent on a low to medium flame. Then I'm going to add my tomato, mix everything well, and then we're going to cover this for about half a minute till the tomatoes become nice and soft and mushy. Then turn off the flame and let the mixture cool completely. Then you add it to your mixer pot once it's completely cooled. Squeeze out the juice of the tamarind, add that, add a little salt to taste, and then we're just going to blend this entire thing to this smooth, lovely chutney. And that's it, friends. Our chutney is all ready. Isn't that really super simple? So I hope you give both these recipes a try. Do let me know in the comment section below how you liked both these recipes. Thank you. instant Rava dhokla recipe, a nice ideal breakfast or snack recipe. So to a bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of Rava. I'm using the fine Rava or Semolina. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And I'm going to add 1.5 cup of water. So add a little at a time and just whisk it. We want a batter which is very similar to a dosa batter. So mix everything well, and once you've mixed everything well, we are going to set this aside to rest for 15 minutes. So this is the kind of consistency we're looking for. Also, it will be a good time to prepare your steamer. Now after 15 minutes, give it a stir. Then I'm going to add 1 green chili that I've chopped fine. Mix the chili in well. Next, we're going to add some salt to taste. Mix the salt in well too. Next goes just half a teaspoon of oil. Stir everything nicely together. Now I'm going to also prepare my tin in which I'm going to be steaming this Rava dhokla. So just take a small tin like this and just brush it with some oil. And now when your steamer is completely ready, that's when we're going to add 1 teaspoon of ENO or fruit salts and mix it vigorously till it starts to double in size like this immediately. And then you're going to pour this into your prepared tin. You have to work fast once you add the fruit salts or the ENO. And then we're going to put it into our steamer and steam it for 15 to 20 minutes or until a knife inserted comes out clean. So steam it for 15 to 20 minutes, put a timer, and then let the steamer completely cool down. And you can see that a knife inserted comes out clean. So now once our dhokla is completely at room temperature, we're just going to start cutting it into squares. Now because we oiled the tin also, it comes out really easily. And now all we have to do is put a lovely fodni or tadka. So here I have some oil which is nice and hot. To that I'm going to about 1 tablespoon of oil. To that I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohri, half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga, and half a teaspoon of cumin or jeera. And I've taken 1 green chili and cut it up into 2, and I'm going to add that too. And now we're just going to pour this over this lovely dhokla. And then just spread it out evenly so that it goes to all of the dhokla. So you can use the back of a spoon also. Ensure that the tadka goes to all over the dhokla. So this is an ideal breakfast item, or when anyone's hungry to prepare. It's so simple and it gets ready also very quickly. And as you've seen, there are very few ingredients in this recipe. And then I'm just going to garnish it with some chopped up coriander or cilantro. And then all we have to do is just demold it, and it comes out really easily. And that's it, guys. Your dhokla is all ready to enjoy. So do give this recipe a try and do let me know in the comment section how you like this recipe. And I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata signing off. Take care, guys. Bye. This is 1 wati of fine Rava semolina. Now, if you don't have the fine rava or semolina, you can use the medium or the thick one and just grind it in your mixer pot till it becomes nice and fine. Now, this is 1 vati of jaggery or gur. You can use any type of gur or jaggery. This is 3 cups of water. Now, I'm using this vati measure, but if you don't have vatis, you can use the cup measure. So this is about half a cup of mixed dry fruits. So I have cashew nuts, almonds and kishmish or raisins. I'm going to be using a pinch of salt and about 10 teaspoons of ghee or clarified butter. Now this is half a teaspoon of elaichi or cardamom powder. That is, I've used 3 small green elaichis or cardamoms, and this is 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg or zaifal powder grated. So these are all the ingredients. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to first add the grated jaggery or gur to my water. And we're just going to mix it. And then I'm going to put it onto, so first give it a nice mix like this. Now I've grated the jaggery just using, a sharp knife. And now I'm just going to put it on a low to medium heat, and I'm going to stir this till all of the jaggery dissolves and it comes to a gentle boil. Now turn off the heat, and now we're going to strain this liquid because sometimes the jaggery does have a little bit of impurities. So give it a good strain. So now in my pan, I've taken the rava and I'm going to dry roast the rava for at least 2 minutes on a low to medium flame, stirring continuously till the rava gives a nice aroma and it turns a little light golden brown in color. Now once that is done, turn off the heat and transfer it to another pan or another bowl. And now with your clean dry kitchen napkin, just wipe out your pan. Now we're going to use the same pan in which I'm going to put 4 teaspoons of clarified butter or ghee. And now I'm going to add my dry fruits, that is the cashew nuts, the almonds and the raisins or the kishmish, and I'm just going to lightly fry them till the cashew nuts and the almonds turn a little golden brown in color. So for say a half a minute or a minute. Now once that is done, just take off all the fried dry fruits. And now I'm going to add another 4 teaspoons of clarified butter or ghee. And now I'm going to add the roasted semolina or the rava into the ghee. And now we're going to fry this really well in the ghee. Now I'm going to add this zaifar powder or nutmeg powder as well as the cardamom or elaichi powder, and again mix everything really well together. I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. Just a pinch. Fry this really well. And now we're going to add this jaggery water. It's a little bit hot, so be careful. And once you add the water, do not stir at all, but just cover it immediately. And we're going to cook this on a low to medium heat for just half a minute. Now after half a minute, you will see that everything has come together really well. And now we're going to stir it, and you will see that it starts leaving the sides of the vessel and all comes together. So keep stirring it for another minute, add the dry fruits back and mix everything really well together. So it's got a lovely color because of the jaggery. Now if you use a darker jaggery like a Goa jaggery or palm sugar jaggery, you'll get a much darker color. So now mix it, and we're going to cook this for at least another whole minute. Stirring well. And now what I like to do is I just like to add another 2 teaspoons of clarified butter. Then I turn off the flame and I just put the cover and let it cool down for another 5 minutes. And now it's all ready to serve. Our lovely gulacha sheera is ready. So I've just taken a bowl. I've just greased the bowl a little with some clarified butter, just a little, a drop of clarified butter. And now I'm just going to mix all of this sheera nicely together. So then I'm going to fill this about 3/4 of the size of the bowl. And then I'm going to press it down nicely. Don't forget to grease the bowl. That way the sheera will come out nicely. Or if you have a mold, like an aluminium mold, then you can use that. And then just put it on the plate, and it just slips off very easily. You can just pat it once or twice, and there it is. And then you can just garnish it with some nuts like I've done with some cashew nuts. And that's it, guys. Your lovely sheera using jaggery is ready, and it is super, super delicious. Recipe. Now, the first step is making the pak or the sugar syrup. So, to a bowl, I've added 1 cup of sugar, regular sugar. You don't need to use powdered sugar. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of water. I'm going to turn on the flame to low to medium, and we're going to continuously stir the mixture till all of the sugar dissolves. After that, we're going to let the mixture boil by stirring in between for at least 7 to 8 minutes. Now, after 7 to 8 minutes, when the mixture thickens up, we need to check on the consistency. So take it on the back of your ladle or spoon and let the mixture cool, and then you check, and then you have to get a single thread consistency. So after 7 to 8 minutes, when you check the mixture, you will see that it comes to this one tar or one thread consistency. Now you can now you know your mixture is ready. You can turn off the flame, and now we're just going to make some elaichi powder. So I've just peeled about 4 elaichis or cardamoms, and I'm going to grind them to a very fine powder in my mortar and pestle. If you have ready-made elaichi powder or cardamom powder, you can use that too, about half a teaspoon. And we're going to add this to our sugar syrup and mix it in well. So now our sugar syrup or our pak is ready. Now we're going to heat a pan, and in that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter, and I've taken 2 cups of very fine semolina or rava. We're going to add that to the ghee once it's hot, and we're going to fry this rava for at least 7 to 8 minutes, stirring continuously. The reason we're stirring it continuously is because we don't want the rava to change its color. We want to retain the nice white color of the rava. That way the ladoos look really nice. So we have to stir this continuously for 7 to 8 minutes. And you will know when your rava is ready because you'll get the lovely aroma of the semolina or the rava once you keep frying it or roasting it. Now the best way that I like to do this is I keep a timer on my phone or my watch for 7 to 8 minutes. That way you'll know exactly that the rava is ready. So now that our rava is ready and our sugar syrup is also ready, we're just going to add this lovely roasted or fried rava into the ghee, into the sugar syrup, sorry. And we are going to mix this very, very well. Remember, the flame is completely off. There's no heat under the pan. Now you have to mix this lovely rava with this sugar syrup very, very well. This is also very key. No part of the rava has to be dry or without the sugar syrup. So take your time and just mix it in very, very well. Now once this is done, we are going to cover this and keep it aside for 1 hour because we want the mixture to set properly. We want all of the sugar syrup to nicely seep into the rava. So this is also very important. We have to keep this mixture aside for an hour at least. After an hour, just loosen up the mixture. It tends to get a little bit hard and get stuck to the side of the pan. So you can also use a spoon and just scrape off the sides. Now once our mixture is nice and loosened up, it's time to roll in the ladoos. So just take a little mixture according to whatever size you prefer and just roll them out like this. They're very, very easy to roll because your mixture has set perfectly. Now we want, and of course you can decorate them with whatever you have. Now because of the lockdown, all I had was almonds at home. Otherwise you can decorate it with a kishmish or whatever you like to decorate your ladoos with. Now your rava ladoo has to be really nice and firm. You should not break or should not be loose or it should not be extra hard too. I will leave tips in the description box below as to what is the solution if your mixture has become too loose or too hard. So you can go and check it out below the video. And that's it, friends. Our lovely, easy and delicious Rava ladoos are all ready to enjoy.